And that's a brand new track from our next guest, Mrisante Everlasting from SIISI Edwards. And he's a US-based Ghanaian lead worshipper, and he's in Ghana and to promote the song and also do other things. But then we'll get to know him before we talk about Mrisante, which in English is Everlasting. SIISI Edwards, how are you? Good afternoon. And welcome to Entertainment Review.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Your song, what I love about it is the subtitle.
The subtitle.
Yeah, subtitle. Like you are explaining it. So even if someone is listening to it, the person gets to read. And I think on a stage where we've gotten in recent times, I think that should be added to most music videos. Yeah. And it's a very good one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Apart from the fact that you are US-based Ghanaian lead worshipper, tell us a bit about yourself, briefly. Who is SIISI Edwards?
So I grew up at the Salam Down.
Okay.
I lived at the Salam Down from 1977.
Oh, Salam Down is just here?
Yes. Until my father retired from the police force in 1993. Then we moved to Adabraka. And then I left Ghana in 1998 to go to the US. I was 25 when I left. Somebody would think that I'm still 25. But I work as a software engineer, full-time. And many years ago, I've been in music for a bit. It stems from me, secondary school time. Love to go to jams. I don't know if you know what jams is.
Yeah. We know it's not like your kind of jams, but we do our own thing.
We go to trade fair. That time trade fair was, really booming. We had Parfum, we had other, mega fairs that happened. And I would just go to where music was, just to listen, And when I migrated to the US, I joined an Assemblies of God church. And that's where I joined the choir, actually. And but for this ministry that I'm in, if it wasn't for prophecy, I would just be there and just enjoy what I have to do. But yeah, that's a little about me.
About yourself. But you've given us a very nice background and everything. What situation made you go into music? But then you said you're a software engineer.
Yes.
That's a huge thing. One is say why do music? Why do music? Why do music, and also in what way do you aim to use your music to inspire people?
Well, my former church, Agape Life Ministries in the US, I was a music director. I joined the church in 2007, and I was in the church for 15 years. Out of the 15 years, I was a music director for 9 or 10 years. In that same church is when 3 different prophets came and told me what I'm supposed to be doing. But the funny thing is that when I went to the US, in my 4th year, I wanted to come back to Ghana and do ministry. The direction, I didn't have any idea whatsoever. Right? But it was good I didn't come because I have become a better person. I've understood worship better. Okay. I've gone to National Worship Leaders Conference where I've learned a whole lot. I've met the likes of, William McDowell. I mean, some of the top, worshipers. And so it was all good, right? But the aim is to do the Lord's bidding, right? And spread, others have come. It will be like that, right? My own right now is just worship, right? And in the future, I have great plans of, organizing worship conferences so we can teach. I can bring people who have done it and understand it so that we can lift up, people. But some of the prophecies that I've received is basically going the direction of eventually I'll be helping others, who need the push and who need to understand what they are calling, the ministry, their worship ministry that they are in. Yeah.
All right, so it means that whilst you're out there, you've been following what's been happening in the music industry in Ghana,
yes.
The gospel space.
Yes.
And we usually want to ask those who have lived abroad, so the influences, there are 2 of them. your background, which is Ghanaian, and you're in the States where the music style is also different.
Yes.
So when you have to put a song out, when and how do you decide that, okay, let me use my Ghanaian style, or let me use the Abrochi style as I am here?
It's very tricky, right? You don't want to confine yourself to Ghanaian style music. You understand? Because with the advent of social media, the word of God is spreading like wildfire. People don't have to travel to Venezuela or the hinterlands in India to preach the word anymore. Okay, so when I was younger, we listened to certain music that we didn't understand what they were saying, but just the beat and they didn't have subtitles, right?
Yeah.
But you realize that you worshipped with the song regardless, right? And so you want to serve everybody, which might be almost impossible, right? But I was telling somebody the other time is that you don't go to any church, like Black American church or white church, and you hear them singing, worshiping with any tree song or Ghanaian song. It's impossible.
It's not going to happen.
I mean, you will find some. Those are the exceptions. But the rules are just, they don't know it. So the path that we are tolling here is just going contemporary, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. But ours is rich, right? So we have to incorporate that. At the same time, like I said, trying to serve the world. You understand? What Nigerians are doing very well is, they might not sing just Yoruba. They will mix it with English. So you see that their music is going further than what we do here. Because we are concentrating on English, and then, just, doing the runs and all that stuff. Right? But we can do ours like, the way it is. Okay. Once, and then I'm not saying that we should just
let it go.
Sit on that, but mix it up. Fusions are nice.
When it comes to doing English songs, we don't even do it better than them. So I think it's better that we stick to ours and do it better so that it can travel far for us. I mean, we sing South African songs and we don't understand.
Exactly.
Igwe and other songs, we don't understand. And when it comes to you being in Ghana here, I mean, as Desi said, you've studied our industry and you know exactly what goes on here. What's your thoughts on the gospel industry? Do you think that we have a long way to go in going far and beyond, or there are things that we need to do to help us reach out there? Because this is a conversation that has been going on, and especially as we want the secular artists out there, we want the gospel artists out there as well as the Nigerians are doing. They are conquering on every side, both gospel and the secular songs. Do you think that we are there? Can we get there? What can we do to get there?
It's a tricky question as well. If you look at the how do you call it, the dance hall?
Yeah,
right?
dance hall. Yeah.
So basically, what we are doing is we are helping Jamaican music. Unfortunately, I mean, think about it very well. We're helping promoting Jamaican music or Caribbean music, right? What if we did it strictly our own, right? Now, what I've realized from a long time ago is that whatever we take it from the middle. There's a reason something was created. So why don't you go to the basis, like the bottom, and find out why it was incepted? And then with that understanding, you can do better. I mean, it's not just music; it's with everything that we do, right? Okay. We import rice because we think, it's polished rice, but polished rice is not good for you because you've taken all the ingredients from it. So, to answer the question, what I'm trying to say is that we can still stay true to our heritage. You understand? Because it's working. If you look at, like I said, Nigerians, and you mentioned South Africa. South Africa, they do their songs in their language. Why is it that we love it so much, but we are straying away from our own heritage? And so it's a discussion to be had, and change is inevitable. At some point, somebody has to start it and then make sure that it stays. And I believe that others will, come along.
Sisi,
But do you
let's
also
talk
feel-
about, we are wrapping
right.
up. We are wrapping up. Sorry to cut you, Helen, but let's just talk about Resante,
Okay.
and then let's just wrap it all up. Tell us about the inspiration and what else is in the pipeline for you.
So Miss Santing was inspired by a prayer walk that I took, and I do that a lot. And this moment, my inspiration usually comes from nature.
Okay.
Just looking at things God has created. Okay. I can just look at the sun and I'm just wondering, what is this? And so it came from a prayer walk. And then I sang along. When I went home, I just wrote the song. The next thing that is happening is an English worship song.
Okay.
That will come out in September.
Okay.
And then in December will be another worship tree song called Ugwama. I'm just giving it out.
Okay.
Ugwama will come out. The next song that will come out will be Bless the Lord with Me. And then the next one that will come, that is the tree, will be Ugwama. Yeah.
Okay, Sisi, thank you very, very much. We do apologize for cutting the conversation short.
Sure.
Hopefully, before the year end, to get you in the studio to have further conversation. Thank you very,
Definitely.
very much.